Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's game one, and it's at their place. Very similar to last series. We all still got, our head high. We're confident. We're ready to go. And it's just one of those things. Come out next game and make sure, we don't have the second quarter that we had last time, and super similar to the Clippers series. So it's about us now making the adjustments we need to make as individuals and come out and play harder.
Josh, Kyrie and Luka both talked about just having a better effort on both ends. What does that look like for you? How do you see that?
I think from the get-go, picking up full court and everybody being engaged in the game, making the right reads on the defensive end, following our principles, and I think overall, just playing hard, making sure that every 50-50 ball is ours, and I think that just brings momentum to the whole game.
When you looked at that film today, what did you learn about the way that they play and how you can counteract it?
I mean, I think, they're, a very young, talented team. They play very fast. And I think, we have the capability to play just as fast as them. And, I think we will, So I think it's just about us being aggressive and playing strong.
Given the message about the effort level, do you think that makes your role as the energizer guy that you play so well even more important?
Yeah. I mean, I think, for me, it's making sure that I'm coming in every game with as much energy as I can. Whether that's, 0 shots or 10 shots, I need to make sure I'm playing with the same energy and putting in effort in both ends of the court.
You feel better prepared with the crowd noise that was here yesterday, now knowing what that's like going into Game 2 tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I think we knew coming in here that, Oklahoma has great fans, and, it was amazing, to be a part of that. It's everyone's dream as a kid, you dream of moments like this. So I think just, having a loud crowd just, adds to the enjoyment of this series. But at the end of the day, it's one game. It's one game for us, and it's for us to bounce back and improve.
Josh, what do you guys got to do to keep them off the board?
Rebound. We need to box out. To make sure that we're hitting them first. They got one big guy, but then a lot of pesky guards, and we need to make sure that we're able to box them out, and they shouldn't be having that many offensive rebounds.
How do you make Shea play some defense?
You said what, sorry?
How do you make Shea play some defense on the other end?
I mean, that's just like, involve him in ball screens, and step ups, and yeah.
Last night you guys did some defensive assignments. Is that something that you noticed too, and maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I think.
More specifically, what they clean up there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. Yeah, I mean, we definitely missed some defensive assignments for sure. Especially when they went on that run. Especially just from a free throw point of view. I think for anybody, you look at any scorer in the NBA, the best way to get into rhythm is by the free throw line, and they did a great job of that. And so I think for us, it's just limiting our fouls, and we have a great game plan. We have great coaches, and it's just up to us to follow the game plan.
The amount of open looks you got. I know you knocked that first one down with confidence, and you made a couple after that, but just given that space they were giving you.
I mean, I think it's just it's kind of how they've played, and even in regular season or whatnot. When one of Luka and Kyrie out on the floor, they try to make the ball find the corner, and they leave the corner. So I just think it's one of those things, step into every shot and be confident no matter who it is on the court or in the corner, and knock it down.
What's up?
Let him get set and then we'll get rolling. Tim, when you guys looked at the film, I know that you knew a lot already about this team. What did it reinforce?
I think for the most part, we know that they're a great team. Young, but plays well with one another. Takes great shots. They defend. They know what they do out there on the floor. So what we gotta do is just make sure that, limit our mistakes, limit turnovers. That 50-50 ball, winning those 50-50 ball when the ball is loose, or taking charges, or offensive rebounds. Limit those, and I think we'll be fine.
Kyrie and Luka were really open about the fact that y'all did miss some defensive assignments.
Yeah.
You guys have played defense so well. What do you need to do to shore those things up?
Whatever they said, whatever we gotta do to make those two happy and make their job a lot easier, we're going to do it. So if they say we gotta defend better, we gotta take them on ourselves, to go out there and compete on that end of the floor, whether it's pick up full court or make it challenging for those guys that shoot threes and contest their long twos.
Yeah.
Feel good. I'm just happy and grateful, just be able to be playing in the playoffs. I missed it just a couple years ago, and now to have an opportunity to get back to where we were a couple years ago, definitely looking forward to it.
You guys take a lot of motivation knowing that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Like you said, it's just one game, and you guys know how you're capable of playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first of 4. It's not a sudden death. So for the most part, we just got to make sure that look at the film like we did before, like we did today. Come out here, we had a great practice, great workout, and make sure we come back tomorrow ready to limit those mistakes and play a lot better.
Getting that one game on the ankle, how much more confident will you feel going into game 2?
A lot more confident. just being able to go out there and see the physicality and and feel the physicality of being on defense and playing on offense. A lot of grabbing, a lot of holding. So for the most part, just extremely happy. Just to be able to accept the challenge.
What stands out the most about this OKC team?
Stands out the most? How well, I mean, they're young, but, they're young, they're talented, but for the most part, being that locked in, being that prepared, and being able to translate their preparation onto the floor at such a young age is definitely admiring. They do a great job of their X's and O's, listening to their coach, and feeding off one another out there on the floor. So it starts with SGA. He's the head of the snake, and then goes down from there, man. And what they do best is just, like I said, feed off of one another and bring that energy.
Young teams aren't normally this tied together. Is that part of it too?
Yeah, I mean, they've been together for years now. I mean, anytime they have a new draft pick that comes in and it just meshes well with that group of guys that's already established here. So it makes that guy's job a lot easier, makes him more comfortable, and I'm pretty sure looking at how they're playing, they embrace that guy with open arms. So, you got to give them credit.
You guys have been
Player playing in this kind of environment. Obviously, you've played in front of this crowd before, but they take it to another level in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was definitely loud. I know it's going to be louder tomorrow. That's for sure. So, just got to embrace it. You got to embrace it. That's what's going to happen when you get to this part of the season. The crowd is going to get loud. For the most part, like I said, we just got to take care of business. They took care of business yesterday, so now we got to do our job and try to steal one tomorrow.
I was going to ask about the crowd too. Could that have played a part in the missed defensive assignments, or is it hard to communicate when it's that loud on defense?
I would say just for the most part, I think for us, or for me personally, and for us guys out there, if we're communicating in our spots earlier, I would say for the most part, the defense assignments will take care of itself. They were definitely loud, I will tell you that. For the most part, like I said, they're going to be louder tomorrow. But for us personally, is being in our spots and making sure that we listen to our adjustments that our coaches are going to make for us tomorrow and move on.
Okay.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate
Yeah.
All right. Medical report, Luka's probable. Maxi's out and Omax is out.
What was Luka able to do, or what did Luka do at practice today?
He did everything. He did the cleanup stuff, and then the shooting he did. So he was good.
What was the emphasis as you guys kind of reviewed film from last night?
Yeah, I think we got some great looks that didn't go down for us. Our pace was probably a little slower than we wanted it to be. And then we have to rebound the ball. Just understanding that defensively and offensively, we didn't do a good job. And so just understanding game 2, we have to be better at that.
You have this team scouted already, Jason, but looking at the film after game 1, what did it reinforce about Oklahoma City?
Best way to get out of one? Is it to continue getting them up? Is it to kind of look to get to the free throw line, shoot more in the mid-range? I guess what's the best way to get out of a shooting slump?
Yeah, I think you just have to work on your routine, get to your sweet spot. So all scores are different. When you look at someone gets to the free throw line to get their rhythm, someone to get in the post. Some will just continue to keep doing what they're doing. They believe that it's going to turn. So everyone's different, but the common theme is that you got to keep shooting it, and so that's one way to get out of it. You got to keep shooting the ball.
Kyrie said last night that you guys missed some defensive assignments, and it's probably loud to communicate, pretty hard to communicate with the crowd noise. How do you kind of compensate for that?
Yeah, we talked about that. You know, we got to be better on the defensive end. We did have some breakdowns. Not to say it was a noise, but there's going to be some breakdowns, and we got to be able to minimize those. But just looking at the tape and talking about it today as a team, we can be better, and so that's a good thing, and we have an opportunity tomorrow to work on that.
Jason, they led the league in three-point shooting. Now, how do you chase them off the three-point line? I know you did it a lot of years.
Yeah, they shoot a high percentage. They don't shoot a lot of them, but they shoot a high percentage. And there's ones that we got to be able to close out better and recognize who's shooting them. And so again, being able to load up on Shea and Williams, you got to be able to also understand, you know, who's out on the perimeter, and we just got to be better with that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.